Hello friends, Athena here, and today I thought I would test out the products in my March Boxycharm with you guys. I know there are really mixed reviews on whether people love or hate Boxycharm, so I thought I'd start this video off by giving you my thoughts on it. I wear a full face of products every day. This is about 10 plus different products that'll go on my face. I also really prefer high-end makeup and high-end skincare products. So for me, Boxycharm really ends up being a decent value because I only actually have to like one product for the Boxycharm to sort of pay for itself. So I really enjoy the service because it gives me a chance to try out different products. However, at the same time, I really hate creating waste. So I won't actually open and try out a product if I have absolutely no interest in it. I tend to pass it on to one of my family members who enjoys the color scheme more or who the product will work better for. So I thought for the format of this video, we'd go through each of the products and I'd tell you what I like or dislike about it and whether I'm going to try it out, and then what I do plan on trying out, we'll put on together. So the first product I got in my Boxycharm is the Lime Crime Venus 3 palette. The only eyeshadows I have from Lime Crime are the pocket palettes, and I've told you before that I didn't really enjoy that formula. It's kind of stiff and the metallics weren't all that metallic. But I am interested in trying this because I know the Venus line of eyeshadow palettes is one of Lime Crime's best-selling products. Taking an initial glance at the ingredients, I noticed that they don't have a lot of the dimethicones and the silicones that I typically like seeing because they make a formula creamier. I also noticed that most of these shades are labeled as face instead of eye in parentheses. And I think this is because this is a vegan and cruelty-free palette, meaning that to make the pinky purple shades, they had to use pigments instead of general colorants. The use of pigments typically makes things unsafe for use in the eye area, at least by the FDA standards, because they are prone to causing staining around the eyes. I believe this is the reason why certain shades are labeled face, because what they're really trying to say is they're not safe for immediate use around the eye area by FDA standards. However, I think being more transparent about it is better and is more common, especially these days. The eyeshadow pans are pretty decently sized, so I probably am going to use them on my face how they're labeled just to see what's up with that. I'm going to mark the shades labeled as face shades over here for you guys. I wanted to give a quick mention that a lot of these do contain ultramarines, so they are not going to be lip safe. Today I think I'll use the shade Bliss as a blush and the shade Rapture as a highlight. So Bliss did end up going on really nicely as a blush. These are kind of light and powdery and made it really easy to blow the excess off my brush and blend it out onto my cheeks. Next, I'm going to take Rapture and apply that as my highlight. In terms of shimmers, I think Rapture gave a really nice glow to the face. It has no real glitter particles to it. It's more of a fine satin shimmer. Now we're going to move on to the eye look. I don't really have a problem using pressed pigment shades or shades that are going to cause staining on my eyelids. If you have a personal preference against them or have an allergic reaction, I probably don't think that this would be the best palette for you, considering that so many of these are labeled as face and not eye shades. So after playing around, this is the look I'm going to show you guys today, and we're going to start off with Dreamy in the crease. I'm also going to apply the shade Dreamy to the lower lash line. I'm going to take my finger and apply Heavenly in the inner corner. These are definitely lighter, powderier matte eyeshadows. They're not too pigmented, so I'm also going to be putting Bliss through my crease just to deepen it up a little bit. I really want to keep the mauve tones in the outer crease, so I'm going to go back and add the shade Dreamy to the outer crease once again to reinforce the color a little bit. Now I'm going to add my eye primer. I'm going to be applying the shade Paradise to the outer half of my lid, and I'm going to do that with a blending brush. Because it is a satin shade, it's going to behave a little bit more like a matte. Finally, I'm going to apply the shade Beam to the inner half of my eyelid. So out of the 5 shimmer shades, we've tried Beam, Rapture, Heavenly, and Paradise. Their shimmers feel pretty dry to the touch. Their satin shades do behave mostly like matte eyeshadows. They're really not going to give too much of a metallic shine to the eye. I'm happy I tried out the brand again. I don't think I would pay full price for this all on my own. The color selection, while I love pinks and purples, the neutrals were a little bit too neutral for me. And I feel like the price point for these Venus palettes are a little too high to be only an 8 shade palette. Before I decide whether I'm going to keep this in my collection or not, I'm thinking of doing a 3 looks 1 palette with them, just so I can see the true potential of the palette as a whole. Next, I got the Billion Dollar Brow Clear Brow Gel. Taking a quick glance at the ingredients, I see alcohol pretty high up there. This is most likely what causes the product to actually dry down. I also see quite a few copolymers, which I imagine are for the hold. Towards the end of the ingredient list, surprisingly, I see sodium hyaluronate. Sodium hyaluronate is hyaluronic acid, and it's generally used to bring moisture into the skin, and it's not something I was really expecting to see in a brow product. I also see phenoxyethanol and ethylhexylglycerin, which are pretty common preservatives. I hope you can actually see the size of the spoolie is actually gigantic compared to my eyebrows, and I'm not too worried about being clean with this because it is clear. And if this were a colored product, I'd probably definitely be much more careful with it. I don't typically use clear brow products. My brow hair isn't all that long or really needs to maintain its shape in any way. So I typically only use colored brow products. To be quite honest, I don't think this really did much for my eyebrows at all. But I might try it again if I decide to grow my eyebrows longer and go for more of a feathered brow look. My third product for the month is the Cab Lip Oil. Straight off the bat, I see liquid paraffin, which is a wax, and towards the end before the colorants, I see a little bit of vitamin E. Besides that, phenoxyethanol is a preservative, and I see a whole lot of synthetics. Nothing that I would consider a natural oil or that I would know to assume it's a natural oil. The color is really pretty, and I do feel like it goes with the look for today. Plus, with the mask wearing, even if I do go out, no one actually sees my lips, so I have been using a lot more hydrating balms and hydrating lip products in general. While I'm not against synthetic waxes and synthetic oils, for a $20 lip product, I would have preferred to see a lot more actual oils in it. If you're very sensitive to fragrance, I don't think that you're gonna like this. It has a very candy scent to it. This does have a very chemical synthetic taste to it. So if you're sensitive to tastes or fragrances, I don't think you're gonna like it very much. It does feel very nice and hydrating on the lips. It feels thick and to me rather glossy. My fourth product is the Maven Beauty Rose Water Setting Spray. From reading the ingredients to this, the first ingredient is of course going to be water. This is using denatured alcohol as a dryer. This is what's going to make it dry down on your face and hopefully keep your face in place. I also see flower water, which is going to be the rose extract, towards the top of the ingredient list. And lower down in the ingredient list, it does have additional fragrance in it on top of the rose extract. Towards the very, very end, I do see the tiniest smidge of aloe extract and vitamin E. While I hate denatured alcohol in my actual skincare products, I don't tend to mind it in my setting sprays because I do want a setting spray that's gonna dry down a little bit, keep the oils at bay, and hopefully keep my makeup in place. The mister was really, really fine on this once I gave a few test sprays. It was the kind of fine where you don't really feel it on your face, so you kind of have to do a cloud of sprays just so that you know it's actually on your face. I do smell the rose in it. It's not a very overpowering rose scent, so I don't really mind it. My last item is the Glow Recipe Banana Souffle Moisture Cream. And I'm pretty sure this was my choice item that I picked myself. Right off the bat, I see glycerin, which tends to be a very nice skin humectant. I see coconut alkanes. My skin isn't particularly sensitive to coconut derivatives or coconut products. If you are one of those people that's sensitive to coconut and coconut oils and coconut derivatives are out of the question for you, this automatically knocks this product out for you, I think. I see squalane, which is also a really great ingredient for your skin. I think it's considered a skin identical moisturizer. I see jojoba seed oil, and I really like a lot of natural oils in my moisturizers. It does actually include banana water, which I don't know if that actually does anything for your skin or not, but it is in there, as well as a whole lot of other natural extracts like turmeric. I also see chia seed extract and coconut extract, which I mentioned once again. If you don't like coconut, this was probably out from the very beginning for you. Towards the middle of the ingredient list, I also see aloe extract, which is very calming and nice for the skin as well. I really like to pan my moisturizers, so once I open it, I use it day and night until I use it up completely. So this is going to go in my stockpile of moisturizers for use later. So the value of the products in my box ended up being $137, according to the little sheet they sent with it. The winning product for me is probably the Banana Souffle Moisture Cream from Glow Recipe, because I imagine I'm going to really enjoy using this and panning it when I'm done with my current products. I'm also really not mad at having another setting spray. I don't have that many of them. I actually only have one at the moment. So having another one is actually really nice to me, so I can see which one I think works better and start to narrow down what ingredients I really like in a setting spray. I think I need to try out the Venus 3 palette a little bit more before I really decide if I'm happy to have it in my collection or if I'm willing to pass it on to someone else. The scent and the taste of the Cab lip oil have sort of died down at this point, but it still looks nice and shiny on the lip. This video isn't going up for a little bit, so I'll make sure to mention in the description box whether I want to continue use of this product and whether it's actually a good lip oil. Anyways, that was pretty much it for my March Boxycharm unboxing. Hopefully you liked the format of the video and liked getting to see the products applied. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested in more content like this, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you want to see next.